Imagine standing in a world untouched by time, a place where the air is thick with the smell of damp earth and ancient grass, where giant shadows move in the distance, and the cries of beasts echo across an endless horizon. The ground beneath your feet is raw and alive, the sky an open canvas of survival. But in this world, you are not yet what you know yourself to be. You are a creature on the edge of something extraordinary, something that will one day change the course of all life on Earth, the birth of the human hunters. It is 6.2 million years ago. The world is a dangerous and untamed place. Great rivers cut through vast savannas, forests stretch for miles with secrets hidden in every shadow, and predators rule the land with tooth and claw. There are no cities, no tools, no words, only instinct, hunger, and survival. Yet somewhere among the countless species that roam this earth, a fragile spark is beginning to burn. It is hidden inside small, upright walking apes, whose curious eyes already search the world differently from all others. They are not the strongest, nor the fastest, but they have something no predator has, a mind that wonders, that observes, and that will soon learn to hunt in ways never seen before. The sun rises over a dry plain in what will one day be called Africa. Herds of antelope-like creatures graze in the golden light, their ears twitching at the faintest sound. In the tall grass, a shadow moves, silent, patient. It is not a lion, not a cheetah, but something smaller, more fragile, yet far more dangerous in the future to come. A group of early hominins, barely over a meter tall, crouches low. They are not yet masters of weapons or fire, but their eyes lock on the movement of their prey with focus. Hunger gnaws at their stomachs, and survival depends on their next move. Life in this time is a constant test. Every sound, every scent, every twitch of muscle could mean the difference between eating and being eaten. The great predators of the day, saber-toothed cats, massive hyenas, and crocodiles the size of cars, are kings of the hunt. But these small, upright walkers are learning to read the land, to use the terrain to their advantage. They cannot yet run faster than an antelope, but they can outlast it. They have discovered something that no other predator understands: endurance. While other hunters rely on bursts of speed, these ancestors will one day learn to chase their prey until it collapses from exhaustion. But that knowledge is still in its infancy. For now, they move in loose groups, their communication limited to gestures and sounds, grunts, clicks, and calls. Their bonds are strong, for unity is survival. A lone individual is doomed, but together, they are dangerous in ways the world has never seen. They know which waterholes to approach and which to avoid, where the big cats sleep during the heat of the day, and which winds carry the scent of prey. The earth beneath them trembles as a herd of ancient elephants passes in the distance, massive, tusked creatures with thick, wrinkled hides. These giants are too big to hunt, but they are a part of the rhythm of the land, guiding the hominins toward water sources and safe passage. Every movement of the wild teaches them something, and every lesson brings them one step closer to becoming true hunters. The heat of midday burns the savannah. The group rests in the shade of a lone tree, watching vultures circle in the far distance. Vultures mean meat, something has died, and in this brutal world, scavenging is as vital as hunting. They move cautiously toward the site, weaving between tall grasses and keeping low. The smell of death fills the air. A zebra lies half-eaten, the work of lions now resting nearby. The hominins wait. Patience is key. Rushing in could mean instant death. As the lions move off to drink, the group creeps forward, pulling at the remains with crude tools, sharpened sticks and stones. They strip the meat quickly, eyes scanning the surroundings for danger. It is not just the food they take, it is the knowledge. Every carcass teaches them about anatomy, about where the richest meat lies, and how to open a body efficiently. These are the first lessons in butchery, the earliest whispers of a skill that will one day feed empires. Night falls quickly in this ancient world. The darkness is alive with danger. Eyes gleam in the distance, predators hunting under the cover of moonlight. The group huddles together in a hollow near a cliffside, backs to the stone, faces to the open grassland. The stars above are impossibly bright, and perhaps, without knowing it, these early humans are the first to look up and wonder. Somewhere deep in their minds, the seeds of curiosity are growing, questions about the world, about the beasts, about themselves. The hunt is not yet perfect. Sometimes they fail, going days without meat. Sometimes the hunt turns on them, and they must flee for their lives. But each day, they grow sharper, faster, and more cunning. They are learning that hunting is not only about strength but about patience, strategy, and cooperation. These are the foundations of something unstoppable, a predator unlike any other that will one day dominate every corner of the earth. One evening, the group spots a lone antelope limping across the plain, injured from a predator's failed attack. The opportunity is too good to ignore. They follow at a distance, never letting it rest. Hours turn into the deep heat of day, but they keep moving, pushing the animal to exhaustion. At last, it collapses. The group surrounds it, delivering the killing blow with stone and stick. It is their kill, hard won and theirs alone. The taste of fresh meat fuels them. The elders show the young how to cut and share, reinforcing the bonds of the group. Around this moment, something extraordinary begins to take shape, the understanding that working together not only feeds them but keeps them alive. This is more than survival. This is the birth of cooperation, the first step toward the complex social structures that will one day define humanity. Part 1 ends with the sun setting over a blood-red horizon, the smell of meat and dust in the air, and the small group huddled close, their bellies full, their minds sharper than the day before. The world around them is dangerous beyond imagination, but for the first time, they are not just surviving, they are learning to master it. The night passes slowly, the air heavy with the scent of meat and ash. The small group sleeps in shifts, always leaving one pair of eyes open to watch the darkness. Out there, beyond the reach of their sight, lions and hyenas roam, their low growls carrying on the wind. But this night is different. They are full, their kill lies behind them, picked clean, the bones scattered like trophies. For the first time in many days, they have no need to move at dawn. They linger, savoring the strange comfort of a morning without hunger clawing at their bellies. The children play in the dust, imitating the hunt. Their small hands clutch sticks, and their voices carry in excited bursts. They chase each other in circles, mimicking the movements of their elders. It is not just play, it is learning. Every pounce, every fake throw, every shout is a rehearsal for the real thing. The knowledge of survival is not taught with words, it is etched into the body through action, through the rhythm of life and death that defines this world. As the sun climbs, the group moves on. Meat spoils quickly in this heat, and water is never far from their thoughts. They follow a trail worn by generations of animals, their bare feet pressing into the same soil that countless hooves have crossed. The smell of water grows stronger. They know that the watering hole ahead will be dangerous, it always is. Predators wait there, hidden in reeds or crouched in shade, ready to pounce on those who drink. But thirst cannot be ignored. The watering hole comes into view, its surface shimmering under the sun. A group of massive hippos wallows in the shallows, their eyes just above the waterline. A crocodile's tail ripples near the far bank. The harmonians approach carefully, spreading out to watch every angle. They kneel to drink, eyes scanning the edges of the water. In the stillness, they hear the distant crack of branches. Something is moving in the trees beyond the clearing. A shape emerges, not predator, not prey, but something else. Another group, their kind, taller, leaner, their faces painted in the dust of the plain. The air between them is tense. Meetings like this can mean sharing, or bloodshed. They watch each other, silent. One of the strangers steps forward, holding a carcass, a bird, freshly caught. He places it on the ground and steps back. The meaning is clear. This is not a challenge. This is an offering. The exchange is quick. A few handfuls of meat are given in return, and the two groups part without violence. But the impact is deeper than they understand. This moment, this act of sharing between strangers, is a spark. It plants the seed of something that will grow over millions of years. Alliances, trade, cooperation beyond bloodlines. By the time the sun dips low, they are miles from the waterhole. Hunger stirs again. The group moves toward a ridge where the wind is strong, carrying scents from the valley below. They're faint but clear, the smell of antelope. This time, they will not scavenge. This time, they will hunt. The plan forms without words. Two of the fastest move downwind, circling wide. The others wait, crouched low, eyes fixed on the herd grazing in the open. The wind shifts, perfect. A sudden movement, a loud shout, and the herd bolts straight toward the waiting hunters. Sticks are raised, stones hurled. One animal stumbles, struck in the leg. The chase begins. They run, not with the speed of a cheetah, but with the persistence of the earth itself. Every time the antelope tries to rest, they appear, forcing it forward. Minutes turn into hours. The sun beats down, the air shimmers with heat, but they do not stop. This is the essence of the persistence hunt, a test of endurance, of will, of patience. At last, the antelope collapses. The kill is brutal and quick. The group gathers, panting, sweat and dust coating their skin. They have done what few creatures can. They have outlasted their prey. The meat will feed them for days, the bones will be cracked for marrow, the hide will become bedding or shelter. Nothing will be wasted, but there is more in this kill than food. There is pride, a sense of power they have never felt before. They did not steal from lions or scavenge scraps. They claimed this life with their own hands, their own skill. It changes something inside them. It changes everything. That night, they do not hide in silence. They sit together, the meat roasting over a small fire stolen from a lightning-struck tree. The flames dance in their eyes, and the shadows on the rocks behind them seem larger, more formidable. They are no longer the smallest predators in the land. They are becoming something greater. In the flicker of firelight, they pass pieces of meat to each other, watching the sparks rise into the night. Above, the stars burn bright, ancient witnesses to this turning point in history. Somewhere deep within their minds, something stirs, a realization that this is only the beginning. One day, their descendants will hunt not with sticks but with spears, not in small bands but in vast tribes. They will track not just animals but ideas, pursuing knowledge across deserts, mountains, and oceans. But for now, under the endless sky of a world still young, they are simply hunters, and their age has begun.